Good morning, family. Went over here on the Facebook and D.L. Yulee, the faker that claims she came down with the damn COVID and fell out doing a performance, and then they put a mannequin in there and dragged it away and lifted it up, and then it came back. Anyway, now it's promoting something called COVID long patient or COVID long something. Anyway, we're going to call it more COVID fuckery. Okay? So let's read this article right here that DL wants everyone to be aware of. Here. Mysterious long-term effects. Severe memory lapses, heart problems affect patients who weren't that badly hit initially. It's been so long. Let's read this. Nearly a year into the global coronavirus pandemic, scientists, doctors, and patients are beginning to unlock a puzzling phenomenon. For many patients, including young ones who never required hospitalization, COVID-19 has a devastating second act. Many are dealing with symptoms weeks or months after they were expected to recover, often with puzzling new complications that can affect the entire body. And let's run down these symptoms. Severe fatigue, cognitive issues and memory lapses, digestive problems, erratic heart rates, headaches, dizziness, fluctuating blood pressures, even hair loss. What is surprising to doctors is that many such cases involve people whose original cases weren't most serious, undermining the assumption that patients with mild COVID-19 recover within 2 weeks. That's the moral of this story. You're not going to recover in 2 weeks now because you have all of these other symptoms that may come along. Let's keep reading. Doctors call the condition post-acute COVID or chronic COVID. Now we have chronic COVID. And sufferers often refer to themselves as long haulers or long COVID patients. Get all the way the fuck out of here. Usually, the patients with bad disease are most likely to have persistent symptoms. But COVID doesn't work like that. This is what Tricia said. Professor of primary care at the University of Oxford and the lead author of an August BMJ study. Somebody who did some more studies on us. That was among the first to define chronic COVID patients as those with symptoms lasting more than 12 weeks and spanning multiple organ systems. For many such patients, she said, the disease itself is not that bad, but symptoms like memory lapses, rapid heart rate, sometimes persist for months. In October, the National Institute of Health added a description of such cases to its COVID-19 treatment guidelines, saying doctors are reporting COVID-19 related long-term symptoms and disabilities in people with milder illnesses. You don't realize how lucky you are with your health until you don't have it, said Elizabeth Moore, a 43-year-old lawyer and mother of three in this place here, Valparaiso, Indiana. Pre-COVID-19, she was an avid skier and did boot camp workouts several times a week. Since falling ill in March, she has been struggling with symptoms, including memory problems. She can't remember nothing now. And gastrointestinal issues. She got a lot of gas. And she lost nearly 30 pounds. Poor thing. Now, estimates about the percentage of COVID-19 patients who experience long-haul symptoms range widely. Oh, they're taking over now. You know they are. A recent survey, more than 4,000 COVID-19 patients found that about 10% of those ages 18 to 49 still struggle with these symptoms 4 weeks after becoming sick. That 4.5% for your number 9 of all ages had symptoms for more than 8 weeks, and 2.3 for your number 6 had them for more than 12 weeks for your number 3. The study, which hasn't been peer reviewed, because none of us have reviewed none of this shit. Okay, so there we go. But they found somebody peers. Oh, no, they didn't. It says hasn't yet been peer reviewed. None of this shit has been reviewed by us. And when we do review it, they try to clamp down a censorship. Now, was performed using an app created by the health science company Zoe in cooperation with King's College London. We don't like nothing King. And Massachusetts General Hospital. We don't like no hospitals. Another preliminary study looking mostly at non-hospitalized COVID patients found that about 25% for your number 7 still had at least one symptom after 90 days. 90 days. European study found about 1/3 of 1,837. And you notice that 8 and 1 is 9? And we got 3 sevens right there. Non-hospitalized patients reported being dependent on a caregiver about 3 months. 3 months after symptoms started. With more than 46 million cases worldwide, even the lower estimates would translate into millions living with long-term, sometimes disabling conditions, increasing the urgency to study this patient population, researchers said. What they find could have implications for how clinicians define recovery and what therapies they prescribe, doctors said. Doctors say anxiety caused by social isolation and uncertainty surrounding the pandemic may exacerbate symptoms, and that's exactly right. Anxiety caused by social distancing, because humans need to be with each other. That's why they implemented social distancing. And the uncertainty surrounding this pandemic, because it's fake, and people don't know that, and they're believing it, is causing mass exacerbate symptoms. Mass that. People are losing their minds. They're losing their jobs. They're losing their homes. Yeah. And then you're still telling them to mask up, and you're continuously telling them that everybody is dying, and then you're adding more shit every time we turn around, because now you have the vaccine. So yeah. Doctors say anxiety caused by social isolation and fakery concerning the pandemic may exacerbate symptoms. Though that isn't likely the primary cause. Other viral outbreaks, including the original SARS, MERS, Ebola, H1N1, and the Spanish flu, have been associated with reported long-term symptoms. And all of those are also fakeries that they implemented. So that now that they can throw those back at us now, so that we can remember those, get terrified of those things that we were nowhere around, and then use that and put it with COVID, and then mask up and run to that damn vaccine. Scientists reported that some patients experience fatigue, sleep problems, and joint and muscle pain long after their bodies clear the virus. According to recent review chronicling the long-term effects of viral infections, what differentiates COVID-19 is the far-reaching nature of its effects, because COVID-19 reaches everywhere, yet nowhere, has all the symptoms, yet none. While it starts in the lungs, it often affects many other parts of the bodies, including the heart, the kidneys, and the digestive and nervous systems, doctor says. I haven't really seen any other illness that affects so many different organ systems in as many different ways as COVID does. COVID just takes out your whole body. Everything. COVID just kills you. Dead in 2.5 minutes. Yet, we're all still alive here. I'm still alive reading this dumbass report. And that was by Sajija Baba Baba Chint, a devil puppet. Yes, a medical director for Mount Sinai, not Mount Damn Sinai. Health Systems, a center for post-COVID care. And, wait, that's the bastard right there. That's the bastard right there. There you go. We don't even know if that's a doctor. We don't even know if it's a male. We know it's a devil puppet sellout dog, though. We know that. Yes, that's his name right there. Blah, blah, blah. Devil puppet. Right. Oh, right. Oh, describes colleagues who were energetic, but after getting sick, had trouble getting through the day. When you get a cold, do you feel your 100% self when you get a cold? No. Do you know the symptoms of a cold? Okay. Okay, we read that right there. He said he has seen up close how COVID-19 still affects their ability to do the things that they love. COVID-19 is affecting all of us from doing the things that we love because they won't stop this fucking fakery. We thought it was a virus that once it does what it does, you recover and you go back to normal. Well, that's what's been happening. We get colds, we get over them, we go on about our day. Oh, but they telling us we don't. They telling us we don't and that we're dying now from that same common cold. We thought it was a virus that once it does what it does, you recover and you go back to normal, he said. And sometimes that isn't the case. And that is really scary. Ooh, not as scary as that nurse with them 3 lumps that took that vaccine. Not as scary as that. Okay, 3 lumps, let us never forget. A leading explanation for long COVID symptoms is that immune system activity and ensuing inflammation continue to affect organs or the nervous system even after the virus is gone. Some of the most compelling evidence for the inflammation theory comes from COVID-19 patients. Would that be those sellouts on the news that show up? Especially that one that we recently seen that said that they could not even make it to the dinner table, yet they made it to that cell phone to call those devils and let them know that they were going to sell out and to bring the camera crew. Because I'm at the hospital now. I made it here. Now I can't move again. All right. Yeah. One study looking at 100 COVID-19 patients 2 months after getting sick found that 78 had abnormal findings. 78 would be 15, would be your number 6. Findings on cardiac magnetic resonance imaging, while 60, not 60, had cardiac MRIs indicating heart muscle inflammation. The study included hospitalized, non-hospitalized, and asymptomatic patients. That means they was studying people that wasn't even sick, didn't have no problems or nothing, because they was asymptomatics. That's what that means. I mean, you don't have nothing wrong with you, but they're going to tell you that you did. Even those who had no symptoms, and there we go, and were young and fit, even those patients we saw abnormalities. See, I told you, nothing wrong with you. You fine. You go there, they're going to say, you got that COVID. You just don't got no symptoms. What? I said I was fine. I feel great. No, ma'am, you're sick. Let's give you that vaccine. Fuck them. Okay? This one here, Ike Najal, one of the lead sellouts, authors and director of the Institute of Experimental, shut the book. Who the fuck y'all experimenting on? Us. With what? Fakery. And now the vaccine. And translational cardiovascular imaging at the University Hospital Frankfurt in Germany. Some patients had scarring on their heart imaging, he said, which worried him. He was worried. He was worried that this fakery would not come across and that people would not see it, and then they would not be terrified and they would not run to the vaccine. Okay. The scarring wasn't too serious, he said, but we know from other studies that this is related to worse. Everything with COVID is going to get worse. So you know that. You know that already. Yes. You see how those lumps appeared on that nurse who took the vaccine. Yes. Doctors also are reporting cases of long COVID patients with gastrointestinal issues. Recent work has found the new coronavirus known as SARS-CoV-2. They done got a new damn coronavirus. SARS-CoV-2. They done brought back the old fakery and just linked it right on up with the new fakery. And now we have SARS-CoV-2 in the fecal matter and intestinal lining of some COVID-19 patients, suggesting that the virus can infect and damage the cells of the gut. Now COVID, the common cold, is running down there fucking up your guts. And there you go. The intestines have a high density of ACE2 receptors, a type of protein on the surface of cells, which SARS-CoV-2 uses to infiltrate cells. Just like this fuckery is infiltrating your brain. Oh, a persistent multi-front attack. How chronic 19 affects the body. Oh, dear. Uh-oh. They gave us visual aids. The nervous system. Uh-oh. I'm having technical difficulties here, y'all. But that's the nervous system there. Here you go. Okay, so now they're giving us this big thing, because I'm not reading all of that. They gave us this big picture right here to show you. Right here. See all these nerves in our bodies right here? Well, now COVID is attacking all these nerves right here in our bodies. We're not going to be able to move now. Yes. Persistent multi-front attack. How COVID does it right here. It comes in here and attacks everything. The only nerve that they kept up that's present that COVID is attacking is this one right here. This one right here. Can you see it? The brain? This is the only nerve that this COVID fakery fuck shit is attacking. The brain. This nerve right here. That's it. Right there. That's the only one it's attacking. Because COVID is a hoax. Nobody's sick. They're just trying to get you to run to that vaccine. They're working on your brain. That's the multi-front attack. Your brain. They're attacking your brain. The virus also might cause changes in gut bacteria, said another faker, Brennan Spiegel, a gastroenterologist. Don't trust nothing ology or ologist. And director of health services. Well, you see what they have implementing as the symbol for health, right? That staff wrapped with snakes and wings. That's our health system. For us? No. It's the system for the snakes with wings. Shit. And the director of health services research at Cedars-Sinai Health Systems, who has had patients come in with abdominal pain and diarrhea weeks or months after coming down with COVID-19. And what patients would that be? Would that be those dummies that you showed us? Those dummies that you have hooked up to ventilators? Did they come back? How did the mannequins get out the bed in the first place to come back? Y'all went and raided more stores and danced around and put them there? Did y'all put feces or fecal matter on those mannequins? Y'all play too much. Miss Moore, the Indiana lawyer, got COVID-19 in March and initially felt better by the end of April. I thought I beat this thing. I was ecstatic, said Miss Moore, who tested positive for coronavirus antibodies in May. That month, her health took a sharp turn for the worse. You know that. She struggled with tachycardia, or a racing heartbeat, and blood pressure fluctuations. Those symptoms improved, though. But she still has gastrointestinal problems. Yes. A recent test found stomach lining inflammation, Pepsid, acidamines, and avoiding dairy products have provided some relief. Don't take Pepsid. Don't take that. Because they have it here. They've flown it all over the TVs for you to take. Anything they advertise, avoid. That's it. They're giving you the blueprint. Anything the fuck they advertising on that TV, avoid that. Don't take that. Don't eat that. Don't drink that. Avoid that. That's why they're showing it to you. They want you to take it. Because they love you. And you should avoid dairy products anyway. All milk products. Even the cow. Have provided some relief, but other symptoms such as memory deficits persist. I feel like there has to be some sort of next step, she said, because I'm not ready to accept this as my new reality. And look at this faker right here. Oh, it's a strong man. Oh, look at that. It's a strong man with straight sides going all the way down. See past the child's head is holding? A straight side. See the shoulders? Straight across like that? And that hand is huge. Yes. So this one does not want to accept this as their new reality. So what? It's going to suggest the vaccine? Oh, look at that. They're testing their blood every day now. Oh, yeah. She enrolled in a research study at the newer COVID-19 clinic at Northwestern Medicine in Chicago, one of several clinics across the country aiming to find solutions for the fakery. Some symptoms could be collateral damage from the body's immune response during acute infections, researchers said. Some patients might harbor an undetectable reservoir of infectious viruses or have bits of non-infectious virus in some cells that trigger their immune response, they said. Another possibility is that the virus causes some people's immune systems to attack and damage their own organs and tissues, researchers said. A June study found roughly half of 29 hospitalized ICU patients with COVID-19 had one or more types of autoantibodies, antibodies that mistakenly target and attack a patient's own tissues or organs. So they're doing that now with those patients that they're giving the vaccines in to, the ones that are there helplessly being cared for by these devils who now have found a way to target things that just go ahead on and attacks their tissues and their organs. And now, give them the vaccine, take them right on out. Take them right on out. Doctors say some patients appear to be developing a dysautonomia or dysregulation or the autonomic nervous system, the part of the nervous system that regulates involuntary functions like breathing. Like breathing. Did they say that? But they want you masked up, though, while you're doing all of this. Digestion and heart rate. Researchers said this, too. And the doctors did. David Petrino, the director of rehabilitation innovation at Mount Sinai, fuck Mount Sinai, and all hospitals, said the majority of more than 300, long COVID patients being seen at his Center for Post-COVID Care appear to have developed a dysautonomia-like condition. About 90% of such patients report having symptoms of exercise intolerance. Well, a lot of people can't tolerate exercise, and they don't even have COVID. Fatigue and elevated heartbeats, about 40 to 50% for your number 9, also report symptoms such as gastrointestinal issues, headaches, and shortness of breath. Dr. Petrino, another hoof bastard, said inflammation from virus might be disrupting the normal functioning of the vagus nerves, the body's longest cranial nerve, which relays messages to the lungs, gut, and heart. COVID is now attacking the longest nerve in your body, but it will never stop attacking the main organ in your body, the brain, and filling you with fakery, confusion, fear, and acceptance. As a member of the Johns Hopkins University varsity cross-country team, 19-year-old Christopher, he used to run 10 miles a day, and now there are days he can't even walk a quarter mile with his mom. Where's Christopher? And here's the faker here. Here he is here. Here he is here. Yes. Now, if he walks a quarter mile, he's wiped out. He's wiped out. He tested positive for COVID-19 in June. I said his heart rate shoots up during those walks, ranging from 130 to 170 beats a minute, because he's monitoring it. He was diagnosed recently with a form of dysautonomia. You know what? We don't need to read no more of that fakery. Oh, after he tested positive, he just was expecting to be like 2 weeks, like a flu-like thing. And then he'd be pretty much back to normal. But nope. Look, how long we had to wait? 6 months. 6 months. 6 months, COVID's back. It's on. 6 months after getting sick. Okay, wait a minute. This is a new one. Oh, but it just lies so much. You don't know. The lies just run together. But, we all got to remember 6. 6 months, 6 minutes, 6 months, COVID's back. It's on. Okay. Jenica right here says she had persistent fatigue and problems with memory and concentration, and she struggles to find simple words during conversation. Here she go right here. Oh, is that the same one we couldn't get up and go nowhere? You can't trust him. Look at him. You can't trust him. This one right here. Look at this one. Look at this baby right here. Look at this baby right here. This baby looked like a baby with a chin implant. Looked like a little boy with a bunch of hair. That's what this baby looks like. And this mom looks suspect as hell. And this baby, well, it's a cute baby. I don't know how they got that baby hand to be perched like that, holding the devil sign right there, with the two middle fingers being the exact same length. I don't know how they did that. But they did. They did. So much fakery and fuckery. And is that bats on the baby? Is that bats on the baby shirt there? I don't know, but that baby girl right there, arm is all the way down the leg. Damn near to the floor. That's all I'm going to say. And that baby is holding the devil horn sign right there. Because this is the only baby on earth would have two middle fingers that's the same exact length. So, we see that. And that long arm baby girl over there. Drag on. Okay. They play too much. Wait. I usually know what I want to say when I want to say it. And I usually don't hold back, she said. And when I try to get my point across, I can't. That hurts my confidence. Well, ma'am, sir, ma'am, I'll just look over at the script. Your confidence should come right back. It should come right back. The constellation of such neurological symptoms, along with persistent fatigue, joint pain, and headaches, resembles myalgic encephalomyelitis, also known as chronic fatigue syndrome, said another damn faker here at Harvard. Anthony, come off the fakery, please. Professor of medicine who has studied the syndrome for decades. What syndrome? Oh, okay, that syndrome. Okay. The condition can follow certain viral and bacterial infections. He thinks the condition likely follows COVID-19. Everything follows COVID-19. A 2009 study of SARS survivors found, not 233 SARS survivors. Stop playing. Found that 27 of them, for your number 9, met the criteria for chronic fatigue syndrome 4 years after getting sick. I'm just going to go slow through this and you guys can read it because I'm so sick of them. Yes. Y'all can read it at your leisure. What is more common is that the virus infects the lining of the blood vessels, causing damage and inflammation that in turn affects the brain. How long will it take for these patients to recover? And this doctor is letting us know they won't get better on their own. They'll need at least 6 months. 6 months. And what tends to happen is people who don't get treatment and don't get the recognition they need is they slump down to a new normal of function, he said. Look at that. They're not ready to accept this new reality. Because this COVID, you can't get rid of it. You can't get rid of it. No matter what you do, even though you're not sick, you have no symptoms, you are sick. Even though you're not sick and you have no symptoms, you have COVID. And even though you're fine, and you've been fine ever since COVID started, you're not fine, you're sick. And even though you haven't even had a sniffle, never even had watery eyes, haven't sneezed, not one time since COVID, you are sick. And don't do that in public. because now you have COVID. The moral of this is they are going to continuously come out with more and more bullshit to scare you into getting that vaccine. I'm going to ask you, do you believe them? Wake your ass up.